Hello, lovely and fantastic art students. It's your art teacher, Miss Friels, with another super fun lesson. Yay! I am so happy that you are all here to join me for a new week in our art class. Once again, we are going to be creating a piece of art together today using some very basic and simple materials so everybody can have a chance to learn and join us. So, welcome to our week 19 art lesson, Frida Kahlo and expressing ourselves through art. Yay, my lovely harmonica. So this week and next week, I'm kind of excited because we're going to be discovering a little bit more about one of my favorite artists of all time, Frida Kahlo. Now, chances are you probably already know a little bit about Frida Kahlo, or you have seen some of her artwork before. But Frida Kahlo is a very famous artist from Mexico, and she does a fantastic job of showing her feelings and her emotions through her art. Did you know that you can show your feelings, your emotions, your perspective, your point of view through your own artwork? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that this week and next. So we're going to start off by looking at just a couple of famous paintings by another one of my favorite artists and sort of think about how those paintings make us feel by just looking at them. Then we're going to learn a little bit more about Frida Kahlo, the artist, and we are going to be creating, of course, a unique art project together. All right, that sounds like a lot of stuff, so let's get started. Are you ready? Me too. Let's go. Vincent van Gogh was born in 1853 in the Netherlands. That's a country in Europe. Vincent van Gogh had a lot of sadness and emotions in his life, and when he painted, it helped him deal with his emotions better. Let's check out this first painting. This one is called A Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. How does this painting make you feel when you look at it? Well, for me, I see a lot of really cool and dark colors, which makes me feel kind of calm. And it also makes me feel a little bit maybe even a little bit sad or cold, because I'm imagining that the wind is moving through this town and I'm feeling kind of cold and it's dark. Sometimes we can express ourselves by using just a lot of different kinds of colors. Let's check out this next painting. This one is called Sunflowers. Vincent van Gogh painted a lot of sunflowers. How does this painting make you feel when you look at it? Well, when I look at this painting, the bright yellows and oranges and the bright light and colors make me feel kind of warm inside. They kind of make me feel happy, kind of a little bit excited. I love flowers. So this painting, to me, is making me feel a different way. Let's learn a little bit about Frida Kahlo. Frida Kahlo de Rivera was a Mexican artist best known for her self-portraits. Her paintings are strongly influenced by Mexican folk culture and use lots of bright colors and dramatic symbolism. Frida Kahlo was born in Coyoacan, Mexico in 1907. She grew up in a little house called La Casa Azul with her parents and her sisters. That house is now the Frida Kahlo Museum. As a child, Frida loved to draw. She had a big imagination. At age 6, she caught a disease called polio, which damaged her right leg, and sometimes she had to stay in bed a lot. And when she was 18, she got in a serious bus accident. She broke almost every bone in her body. She had to stay in bed for almost a year, so her mother had a special easel made for her so she could paint in bed. Her father let her borrow his box of oil paints and some brushes. She taught herself how to paint. Frida often painted portraits of herself. She wanted to show people about her suffering, her inability to have children, and also the people in her life. She created 143 paintings, and of these, 55 are self-portraits. Frida was proud of her Mexican heritage. She was inspired by traditional Mexican art, which is wonderfully colorful, bright, patterned, symbolic art. It is full of feathers, flowers, dancing, music, and texture. She often painted her many pets in her art, including monkeys, parrots, dogs, turkeys, cats, even an eagle and a fawn. Check out these beautiful self-portraits by Frida Kahlo. You can see her animals in her paintings. How do you think Frida is expressing herself in these self-portraits? Why do you think she included her animals in her self-portraits? Take a minute and think about that. Today, we are going to create a portrait of Frida Kahlo, or you may create your own self-portrait. How will you be feeling in your portrait? What kinds of animals do you like? Could you add your favorite animal to your portrait, just like Frida Kahlo? So, as in most art lessons, today you have a choice of starting by using a regular piece of white paper or a whiteboard. I like to practice on my whiteboard and then copy onto my drawing paper later after I have some practice on my whiteboard. And then you can use crayons, colored pencils, or watercolor paints, whatever other kinds of materials you may have at home to color in your art and add details. Frida Kahlo often added beautiful flowers to her hair in her paintings. She used lots of bright colors and often also exaggerated her eyebrow. What kinds of animals will you be adding to your Frida Kahlo portrait or self-portrait? All right, I'm ready. I'm going to be practicing on my whiteboard. Like I said earlier, I've got my marker, I've got my eraser. If you are using paper, please use a pencil and have an eraser handy. And also draw softly, draw light until you know it's right. Okay, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of how to draw a portrait today because we learned how to draw portraits back in week 9. So if you want to review how to draw a portrait, go ahead and go back to week 9, our week 9 art lesson, and watch it. So let me just explain something really quick. I'm going to be drawing a portrait of Frida Kahlo. I'm going to be drawing her head, her neck, and her shoulders. And then I'm going to be thinking about what kinds of animals I want to add in my portrait. Now, if you don't want to draw Frida Kahlo, you do not have to, but you can follow the same steps as we create the face and the neck and the shoulders. And then if you want it to be a self-portrait or you want to draw a portrait of somebody else, totally fine. Also, be thinking, what kind of emotion is the person in your portrait feeling? What are they expressing through their face? And also be thinking about what kind of animals you want to add and why you want to add those kind of animals. So your art can just be a little bit more unique. Okay, I have my board horizontal today so that I leave a little bit more space for details. I'm going to start with the shape of Frida Kahlo's face. It is going to be an oval. It is going to be right here in the middle of my board. I like practicing with my finger first. I am not going to make it super tiny or super large. It's going to be about a medium shaped size oval right here. Watch me first. I'm going to make an oval. Remember why I like whiteboards because it's so easy just to start over and erase. That looks pretty good. I'm going to add 2 vertical lines kind of down by the chin. This is the neck. Don't make your neck too skinny and don't make it too thick. Feel free to erase as much as you need. And watch this, a sloped line down on either side, sort of symmetrical, right? Kind of whatever I do on this side, I'm going to do on this side. Now remember, when I taught you how to draw a portrait, I showed you how you can draw a vertical and a horizontal line right through your face. I'm going to erase these later, don't worry. But I love to do these lines straight through the middle vertically and straight through the middle horizontally, because these lines help me place the eyes and they help me place the nose and the mouth in a more symmetrical way. Remember, the eyes are going to fall right underneath this horizontal line, and eyes are oval shaped. Eyes are pretty much oval shaped. Whatever I do on this side, I'm going to copy on this side. You remember that symmetry. And then about halfway between the middle, which is right here where the lines connect, where they intersect, halfway through the middle of the head and the chin, I'm going to add another line. This is just halfway. This is where the bottom of my nose is. And for right now, I'm going to keep my nose really simple. I'm just going to do sort of a slope line down and a curved line over, just like that. And I can erase things later. Remember, I'm not worried about that right now. Halfway between the bottom of the nose and the chin, I'm going to draw another line. Now, in most of Frida's portraits, she looks kind of serious. So I'm going to kind of keep that serious face. But feel free, if you want to draw a happy face, a sad face, whatever kind of emotion you are showing through your portrait, feel free. 2 circles in the eyes. And then remember another circle in there, that's called the pupil, and I'm going to color that one in dark. Now I'm done with these lines. These lines helped me place the eyes and the nose and the mouth. They helped me place the most important parts. And because I'm using a whiteboard and I'm just practicing, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? So I'm just going to erase those right now with my fingers so they get out of the way. But man, don't those lines really help place the pieces of the face? They really, really do. Okay, so remember, Frida Kahlo has a beautiful eyebrow that she loved to exaggerate. I think she was kind of proud of it. Some people might call it a unibrow. So I'm going to do one eyebrow like this, and then I'm going to do another eyebrow like this, just sloping lines. And then I'm just going to take my whiteboard for now and kind of make the lines thicker. And I'm going to make them a little bit thinner in the middle and then thicker again. Because remember, in her portraits, she had a nice big eyebrow where they touched. I might do just a couple lashes. I can add all these details later though with my when I do on my paper, right? Okay, so for right now, I'm going to just keep her dress simple. She loved to wear beautiful fancy dresses, but I'm just going to do a V neck, and then later I can add some jewelry, like a necklace. This is just circles. You might want to draw a cross or a heart or something, but remember, we can add these details later. And just watch me as I create her hair, okay? I'm going to create a sloping line from the top of her head down kind of through her eyebrow like that, and then in the middle again, and then down, kind of symmetrical. Whatever I do on this side, I'm going to do on this side, right? And I'm going to add some flowers in her hair. I'm going to keep them really simple. I'm going to add 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. However you like to make flowers. I am just going to show you how I'm going to do mine today. Little loopy lines around the middle. They don't have to be perfect. Frida, remember, often did beautiful big flowers in her hair. And now I'm going to draw the bottom of her ears, which are kind of right below her eyes. Remember, when we take that line over, it kind of meets the top of the ear there. So, and I'm just going to pull that hair down a little bit. And with my whiteboard marker, I'm just going to color it in, because remember, her hair is beautiful and black. And I'm going to do this later with crayon. But for now, I'm just practicing. Looks good, looks good, looks good, looks good. Awesome. So I'm satisfied with, and if you want to have her hair down, you can have her hair down. I'm satisfied with my Frida Kahlo self-portrait. I'm going to go ahead and Now that I've practiced, copy this onto a piece of paper, and I'm going to add some details, and I'm going to add some animals. Feel free to rewind this and watch this again, because when I do the next part, it's going to go a little bit faster. Okay, I have some markers ready for coloring, and I also have my crayon box because I'm going to be using a little bit of crayon and a little bit of marker. So whatever you have at home to color it, go ahead and get those materials ready. Okay, here we go. Frida Kahlo overcame so many obstacles in her life, yet she continued to create art. She continued to express her feelings and her emotions and share the story of her life through her beautiful art. I hope you had fun today making art with me. And I cannot wait to see your beautiful portraits and what you come up with. And my art students at Hall District, please make sure to take your time, add detail, add color, and then make sure to go into Seesaw and take a picture of your art and tell me about your art. All right, art students, I can't wait to see you next week. Bye.